welcome back to the Colouring Zone. My name's Helena. So today I received this in the mail, and I did open it just to see that it was definitely what I thought it was. So these are from Grabie. I hope I'm saying that right. So they did contact me about me receiving one of their products to share with you guys on the channel. I've just got this here because it's just protecting my address, but I'm going to open the box now and we can have a look at what's inside. So, bubble wrap and got the sticker. And some more bubble wrap, so it's quite well packaged. So this is what they look like. So so they come in a film sort of packaging on the outside, which is quite good. It means that they're nice and protected. I'm just going to use my my knife. Someone did ask me actually about this little knife, but I cannot remember. I cannot find the comment anywhere. I think it might have been one that YouTube just deleted or got rid of somehow, and I've looked on all of my videos, I can't find it. But I would just like to say that I got it from the range, and it's really good because it actually comes with replacement blades as well. So I will link that in the description below, and I apologise to the person that did leave me that comment, and as I said, I can't find it. So let's get into this package. So I think I've pretty much got it open now, so here we go. I'm just going to move the wrapping out of the way and slide that out. Oh, so this comes with a paintbrush and also a pencil as well. Oh, really handy. So this is a thin sort of water brush, and then this one here is a thicker one. And a sharpener. Brilliant. God, it's quite good. It's quite well packaged. I see, you're meant to pull it out, so it comes in that one. Now let's get into the paints. So I have seen a couple of people sharing it on their channels, Grabie's products, but there was this set which I think it's 100 colours, which I've not seen anywhere, and it comes in this really nice tin. So as you can see, it's got a little clasp. So here we go. Oh, one's fallen out. I'm not entirely sure what size pan these are. They don't look like half pans to me. They look smaller than that. But for the purposes of what I'm using them for, in my colouring books, it's ideal. So here is a little protection thing, which is really handy because obviously they are going to be pressing up against each other. It's a shame that it keeps falling out though. It just seems to be that one. So they are glued in by the looks of it. So these are the just standard colours, which is great because I don't have a massive selection. And then these ones are metallic, and then these are neons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch them out on camera. I did get a paintbrush at the ready, but really I should use their products. So I will quickly prime these and we can get going. So give me a second. So I've just got some water to the side of me. Now I am using the Artful Water Premium Heavyweight Watercolour paper, which I have actually been printing my colouring pages on, that are PDFs. So I have just put some water in the water brush, and I've dropped a few drops of water on each of them. It might be that I need to add some. It might, you know, it might be okay. I just used a little pipette just because I find it easier. Sometimes I do squish it and the actual water brush in itself, but I normally put too much down. So the first colour is white, so you're not really going to be able to see it. Right, I'm going to need to zoom in, aren't I? And I've also got a cloth to the side of me as well, just so I don't contaminate the colours. So there's the white one, which you can barely see. So yeah, I do need to add water. I have not used enough. So this is the yellow colour. I'm going to do the swatches a little bit bigger than what I normally do, just because I've noticed that sometimes you can hardly see. So, and this is more like a canary yellow sort of colour. So at the end, I'll once they've all dried, I will bring it up to the camera a little bit, so you can have a better look. I find with watercolours, they do normally take a little while to dry, and then they are lighter once they've dried. I'm just going to add a bit more water. So first impression so far is these, putting them down, these colours do look very similar, but then I suppose it is yellow, isn't it? I mean, I can tell that, you know, this one here is sort of more of a green yellow, this one here is more canary yellow, and this is almost like an orange sort of yellow. You know what, guys, I'm making this so difficult. I'm going to move it around so the paints are here on the right hand side, and then yeah, I'll do it like that, because otherwise you're going to keep seeing my arm moving that way. Try and be sensible. Right, so we are on the fourth one. So this is more of a like a skin tone. So depending on what paper you use, obviously it's going to determine how they sit on the, you know, how they appear on the actual paper itself. So yeah, I suppose it's just keeping that in mind, isn't it? Do you know what, I'm going to try and fit all of them on this bit of paper. Whether I'm successful in that, I really don't know, but we'll see. I don't think I added enough water to that one. It's definitely the darker colours that I'm really drawn to, only because I tend to use them as a base. And so it's normally the darker colours that I'm really like wanting to try out. You know, you'll hear my son, he just woke up from a nap. He was asleep for quite a long time actually, which is good. He does gets really cranky, so, but he still doesn't like going to sleep, and he doesn't like waking up either. So I forgot to say, so this is by no means a review of these paints. This is my first impressions. It's just me testing them out on camera with you guys, and I'm sure after this video I'll be using them on pages, so you know, I can give sort of my, you know, opinion at a later date of, you know. Oh, that's a beautiful colour. They are quite pigmented, because it really does, the, you know, the colour does stay on the brush. Like, I'm having to really rinse out this colour, this pink colour. I always tend to go up and down rather than across. So I'm going to try and go across just so you don't see these lines. But that's user rather than the paints itself. So one thing I have noticed is that because there's, if I just show you, because there is obviously a gap around, I just smudged it. Oh gosh, it's all happening. But no, I do want to show you. So because the water, as I've put it down on there, it's actually seeping to the edges. So it's gonna, the water is sort of going underneath, so it's not sitting on top. And I have got it flush to this, my desk. So yeah, that's just something to look at, really, to consider. I'm sure I'll come up with a solution to that. But yeah, I'm having to put down quite a bit of water because it is seeping down the sides. If I zoom you out a little bit, I just want to make sure that you can see all of the colours. Yeah, I'm swatching them on this paper for the purposes of the video. But I do plan to swatch them on, maybe not Amazon paper actually, because yeah, I don't really use watercolour on Amazon paper. So yeah, I might just stick with this. This always happens. The swatches start off quite small and then they just get bigger and bigger. Yeah, I've been waiting a little while for this one to arrive. It did say that, yeah, it did say that it had been sent to the wrong depot. So I was thinking, oh, it's going to be after Christmas. And then it arrived this morning. So that was quite good. I'm going to, because I've smudged it, I'm going to avoid that part. Because otherwise it's going to contaminate the colour. I'm really struggling to say that word. It might be that I do speed some of this up. Obviously, if I've got opinions on a particular colour or a lay down, then I will come back to you. I wasn't expecting that one there to be darker, just because it seems quite dark in the actual palette. But this is why it's important to swatch, isn't it? Oh, this one here is quite creamy. Yeah, I know that Colouring with Kay received a watercolour set from Grabie, as well as Lucy Just Adds Colour, but it was a different set to the one that I'm showing. I think theirs was 48 or something. I will link their videos in the description box if you're interested in more of their products, Grabie's products. But yeah, thank you very much to Grabie for sending this to me. So I've actually flooded this one here with water. I'm gonna forget about this part and just go down here because I did smudge it. So hopefully you're going to be able to see this beautiful colour. I really, really like this one. It's very, very pretty. I'm no expert in watercolours, which I'm sure I've said a few times before. Yeah, it's the greens that I'm quite interested in, more of the more natural tones rather than the sort of bluey sort of greens, although they're beautiful. I hope to use these on some big areas like trees and things. I am going to try out the paintbrush that they've supplied. It comes in this set. So because I've not got the water brush, I am going to be putting more water droplets down. It's quite good with the water brush. Obviously you can add, can't you, if it needs it. So this is the paintbrush that they've supplied, that's included in the set. It says an artist brush, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the name this, but I'll just get the box. So it's this brand here, but it is Grabie's own brand. As far as I'm aware, it is their own brand. This brush is the actual handle is really short. It's almost like a travel size. Just my personal opinion. So this is more like a purpley colour. This looks like an interesting colour. I mean, it is holding quite a lot of water actually, this paintbrush. So this is one of the first ones of the browns. So it's like a raw umber sort of brown. Oh, I like that colour, that's really nice. This one looks like a plum sort of colour. So I'm quite intrigued to see what this one here will go down like. Oh yeah, look at that. I think that's my favourite colour so far. And this one here looks like a black. I'm going to move the camera up slightly. Right, the next colour is quite light, so I'm just going to make sure that my brush is completely clean up that colour. This one looks more like a sort of a lime sort of green. This one looks like a flamingo sort of pink. See, it's very, very similar to the ones up here. It is slightly different shade, but it is quite similar. It is very pretty though, very nice. I'm not sure you would be able to move these around if you didn't like the order in which they came in, unless, because they are glued in, which is a good thing. But if you were wanting to move them around slightly, I'm not sure how you would do that. You would have to get some sort of spatula and try and prise it out of the plastic. Yeah, I don't know whether I mentioned these are, it is a plastic tray, which is what you would expect with this sort of like grade sort of paint. So the next one is a very, very pretty blue. Almost looks like a peacock blue. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be in like a logical order colour wise. See, this one looks metallic to me. We'll see how it lays down. Oh yeah, no, there's no denying that's definitely metallic. I say that, but then actually, I think it was the Grabie tint pencils. When I put it down, it really looked metallic. And then when it dried, it looked more matte. Oh, that's pretty. The next one is like it looks like a parrot sort of green. Very, very creamy, which is always a good sign. I'm going to add a bit more water, I think. Beautiful. And then the next one is a purpley colour. I suppose the other thing that I could probably do is, rather than putting down the pigment just directly on the page, I could actually use water first and then add the pigment, because this is watercolour paper. But saying that, it's very unlikely that I'm going to do that on an actual page, because I do plan to use these in colouring books. Let's just see how it fares. It's good to try these things out. Right, the next colour is like a neon yellow, very, very bright. Right, now for the green one. Right, I am going to get some clean water, guys, and I will be back. But in the meanwhile, I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see the colours so far. The metallic ones are still drying, and some of the darker ones are still drying as well. But it will just give you sort of an idea of how we're doing so far. And that's the one that I smudged. And got some pink down here, and my thumb's also got some paint on it. Messy, very messy. Right, I will be back. Right, so I am back. I've just got some fresh water to the side of me, and I'm going to continue with the neons. Wow, look at that. That is bright. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to speed this up, guys. In certain parts, because I've actually been filming for about 40 minutes. And I know we have swatched quite a few out, but it's not until you actually create videos that you realise how long you spend doing things. And, you know, you don't really need to. It's just that when you're recording, you're obviously more aware of it because it's got a timestamp on it. But that's the joy of art, isn't it? Like, you know, you can be sat there for hours and not realise it. You're just sort of like lost in the moment, which is nice. And I think most of you would agree that, you know, we do this to relax, and, you know, that means not thinking about how much time's passing. So this is quite an unusual colour. Let's see how it swatches out. Sort of like a nectar sort of colour. Yeah, you'll notice that when I talk about colours, I'm normally thinking I've got the Prismacolors in mind, because they are the pencils that I probably know the best, just because I've been working with them for the longest. And they're the first pencils that I first artist grade set that I received. I'm pretty sure they were a gift from my husband. I could be wrong. I might have just bought them. Bit wonky, that one. Spring green. I literally can't help it. I just automatically think of Prismacolors. Right, and this is a blue. And then after this one, by the looks of it, all of the rest of them are metallic. So what I might do is I might flip over the paper, or use a different paper because this is still going to be wet. And I will do the metallics on a different piece of paper. So those are those ones. I'm just going to get another bit of paper and I will be back with you. So this is one of the metallics. This colour looks beautiful. We'll see how far we get. Obviously you're going to just see it all on one video, but I do like to keep you informed, because sometimes when I'm editing and I'm trying to like marry things up, I think, oh god, it doesn't. So a beautiful colour. Yeah, I'm glad that I've left the metallics to last. I think it's brilliant that they've got them in together, so the standard colours as well as the metallic. I feel a bit bad because I'm in the lounge, and my new setup is in the lounge. I mean, it's in the corner, so I'm sort of tucked out the way, but because my son is so loud, my husband's given him lunch and now he's upstairs with him playing. I think they're probably in his room playing, my son's room. Oh wow, this one here looks cool. You see it in the pan. This looks so shiny. Oh, I really like that colour. That is beautiful. I mean, you're getting a lot of colours. And I obviously did not pay for these, but I'm pretty sure on their website they're retailing for $41. I think they are on offer at the moment. What I can do is I will check that pricing, and I will put it up on the screen here. And I think Grabie did ask whether, you know, I'd be interested in their affiliate program, which I've never done before, guys. So but it means that if you do want this product or one of the other products, you can use a code and get like 15% off. I'm not sure whether you can see, but my my hand is at the very end. I'm holding it like this, which is, it's not ideal, but it's really short. I'm not used to such a short brush, but I suppose that's personal preference. But it seems to be performing quite well. I mean, it's holding the water, so it is doing its job. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, green's definitely my my favourite colour. I love all colours, but green does, if people ask, I do say green. It used to be blue, but I realised when I was wearing a lot of green clothes, and I sort of thought, actually, no, it is green, isn't it? My favourite colour is green. Oh, that is a nice green. So my son and husband are in the room, guys. So if you hear any background noise, it's just them two. So yeah, because these pinks are sort of like, it's not concave, is it? The one that's opposite to concave. But because they're sort of like a domey sort of shape, the water does just slide off of them because they're not flat. And I would say these aren't your standard size of watercolour pans. Like, they're not half pans, but looking at them, I wouldn't say that they're quarter pans either. And another blue. Yeah, as I said, they do seem to be they're not like in a logical order. So you've got some blues up there, and then we've got a peachy colour, and now another blue. Like a silvery sort of grey, I suppose, that one. Yeah, it's my son's favourite word. It is higher. At the moment, a few days ago, it was mama. But the latest is higher. So this colour is quite light, so you might not be able to see it until I lift it up to the camera and you can see it at a different angle. So this one here is more of a gold, a yellow gold maybe. Let's have a look how this one here fares. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I'm getting more water on there. Yeah, as you can see, I'm getting like pigment on the actual plastic. I used to be very precious about that, but now I'm sort of the mind that, you know, I want to use them and I don't want to be worried about, you know, how they look. I want to get use out of them. So there's no mixing space with this palette. Or with this tin, should I say. I'm not sure whether you can take the plastic out. I would have to have a look. Once they've all dried, I will have a look and I'll come back to you on that one. Whether they've got space underneath, I'm not sure. But then you've got 100 colours, and I can't imagine I'm going to be doing any mixing with these. When I do watercolour, occasionally I will mix colours. But I've really got to be at my desk doing it as opposed to on the sofa. So this is a browny sort of colour coming up. Oh, that's nice. And purple. I'm just going to add a bit more pigment. I think my son's coming over to say hello. Oh, what is it? It's my artful box, isn't it? It's very, very colourful. Oh, that's very pretty, that green. And this one here looks like it's another like sort of pearl iridescent type of colour. It is quite light, so again, you're probably not going to be able to see it on camera, but I will tilt it. And then this one here's like a champagne-y sort of colour. Beautiful. And another blue. Oh, that's lovely. I really like that blue. So these ones are sort of greeny sort of blues. This one here's got more yellow in it. And a sort of burgundy colour, this one. Oh, I like that one. I am very drawn to the red, but I think maybe it's to do with the season, to be honest. Not something I've noticed before. And I would say last year, even only last year, I wasn't really as into metallic paints. So I do tend to, well, in the last year I have acquired quite a few different metallic paints, and I've just been really enjoying using them in my books. So painting in general. So I definitely hit my New Year's resolution with, you know, wanting to get better at painting, and using a paintbrush, I think, really is what I originally said. So this is a gold, like an orangey metallic. Yeah, there's not a lot of orange metallics that I actually own, to be honest. Oh, that's really nice, that one. It's like a gold green. And the last one is a blue. I was a lot more disciplined when it comes to the neatness of my swatches this time round on this side of the palette. So there are the swatches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let them dry, and then I will come back to you and we can have a look at them together. So I shall see you shortly. Zoom you out and then I can bring it up. Sorry, it's just going to focus. So here are the colours. So I have been using them in my books. I've used them in a Lulu Mayo book, which I will show you in a second. And I've also used them on a PDF, which I've printed on watercolour paper. So I'm really pleased with them. You can't really see the shine just because of the light. If I turn this light on, you might be... Oh, there we go. So they're really nice paints. I absolutely love the metallics. I haven't used them as of yet on any pages, but I have used these. So this neon yellow is the one that I've used on a page, and I think the blue as well. But I'm pleased with them. I mean, you are really very limited with regards to actual like colours. For example, having the dark, there's no dark browns or really any dark greens. But this is a budget set. I mean, it's 100 colours, and I think they're approximately like £28. So you're getting a lot. They are not half pans or quarter pans. They're their own sort of size. It does say, I did read up about it, and it does say that they're half pans, but they're not half pans in the UK. So if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but anyway, so I would say then they're not your standard size pans of watercolours, but as again they are student you know, beginner sort of grade. So, you know, it's yeah, you're getting a lot of colours for that price. But unfortunately, you know, if you work with a lot of like landscapes, or, you know, you want to do more sort of like muted tones, you're quite limited with regards to those. I think it's great that they've got so many metallics, and I will thoroughly enjoy using these and these as well. It might be that I use these as bases, and yes, so I will show you the page. So this is actually a buddy colour with the beautiful colouring with K. And the buddy colour, so we've been working from A Million Magical Creatures, and this cover's already looking pretty manky, and it's quite new, so that's not good. So the page that I have done, or we have done should I say, is this page here. So I've used Clearo paints on the tentacles of the jellyfish, and then I've used some pencil, but I have used the watercolour for this part here, and also for these leaves. I say leaves, vines, or whatever you want to call them, and then this bright orange as well. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail because you will see this in my completed pages. But yes, so it was fun to use them for that. And the other page that I have, so I've only used them a tiny weeny bit on this page here. So I've used the brown on this part, and also this little present, which I've not quite finished yet. But yeah, I mean, obviously I can, you know, of course you can mix them. So I could mix one of these like blacky colours, or this is more like a dark grey, in with the brown. But I think I said earlier on in the video, actually, you know, I tend to watercolour, well, I tend to colour sat on the sofa. So if I'm working with paints, I don't often mix them unless I'm sat down. I have to be in the right frame of mind to be mixing them. But anyway, so yes, so I would definitely recommend them. I think they're great for beginners. If you're anything like me, well, I am getting more into watercolours, and I'm really glad that they've got a selection of your standards, and then they've also got the metallics in with it. So the paintbrush I was quite impressed by, actually. It's just unfortunate that obviously it's quite a short handle, and I suppose this here you could actually use as a, you know, as a like a mixing tray, even though it doesn't obviously have the wells in it. But here are the paints. And here is the tin, and I really like this tin. I do think that, you know, it is a brilliant tin, and considering you get some which are higher end watercolours or metallic sort of paints that are actually in a plastic case. So, you know, I really do think this is a nice tin. And you know, they're all held quite nicely in there. So anyway, that is my thoughts. Now, this isn't really a product review because I really need to use these paints more to be able to give my full thoughts on them. I still stand by what I said about, you know, them being sort of rounded, so actually, you know, the water slips down on either side. But as you use them more and more, of course, it's going to flatten out. I think you can see what I'm talking about by the fact that they're rounded rather than flat, so the water does just go to the sides. But yes, but I would say, yeah, brilliant. I think they're good paints for the price of them. And thank you very much to Grabie for letting me have these and feature them on the channel. I am going to get a lot of use out of them. And do you know what? I think I might even take these, because they have got so many colours. I think I actually might take these with me away. So then I can, yeah, I've got all of these with me, which is ideal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So there are my first impressions of the 100 set of Grabie's watercolour set, and it does include 40 metallics, which is great. So I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of these, and yeah, so they have asked me to share like the information with you. Now, I did write it in this beautiful book that I was given for Christmas, actually, from my mother and father-in-law. And I have just written the information down. So if you do want to purchase these or other Grabie products, I will link it down below. But this is the information. You can actually get 15% off if you use this code. I'm just going to zoom in slightly. So you've got the information. So yeah, so if you just put in zone 15, then you get 15% discount on any Grabie products. So I hope that was enjoyable. I know it was relatively long, this one, but I really wanted you to see all the colours. I'm just going to zoom it back out again. Yeah, I wanted you to see all the colours. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts. And I shall see you in the next one. So please remember to like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you feel like you want to, and yeah, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I really do appreciate your support, guys. All likes, comments, the fact that you guys watch my videos, it's all really lovely. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. Happy colouring and take care. Bye.